Hello, my name's Venus O'Hara and welcome to another video. The other day someone wrote me a very long message, and part of the message was there's lots of stuff in this message that is inspiring me to make several videos, and one part was about vulnerability and self-consciousness and self-love when you're in a relationship. And she says, do you think I need to practice more self-love? Because I used to practice a lot of self-love when I was single, but then all of a sudden when I started getting into a relationship, I became self-conscious because of my body, and all of me was being exposed to someone new, and I wasn't prepared to be so vulnerable. This is really interesting, very interesting. In fact, I find it interesting because I felt exactly the same way for most of my life, actually. I felt that when I was single, I felt stronger than when I was in a relationship. However, later, like the most recent emotional unions that I've enjoyed, it's been very different. They haven't been the be-all and end-all of my existence like my first boyfriends were, and I think that's the main difference, actually. I think, and also I had a massive kind of epiphany moment when I was in a Zen group, a spirituality group, and we had a meeting, and I can't remember what the topic was exactly, but it was something to do with love and healing. And the teacher of the event was talking about relationships as being a part of healing, and that we heal emotionally in relationships. And I thought, wow, I never thought of that before, because for me, I was more kind of healing when I was alone, and then becoming incredibly emotionally invulnerable when I was in a relationship, because I gave so much of myself to that relationship, and they were such a big part of my identity, and the reason why I was happy every day, it was down to that relationship and that person. So if anything went wrong, if there was some kind of argument or something not quite right, then that would just have a massive effect on me. And also I think that that relationships, or the people we have in our lives, are definitely a reflection of who we are or where we are. And I think maybe years ago I was definitely I had a lot of kind of issues to deal with, and I think I was really high maintenance, and I was kind of demanding perfection from people around me and from my relationships without really looking at myself. So now I've learned the lesson, and also I've given so much of myself to my projects, such as, for example, sex blogging that I've been doing now for 11 years. I give my heart and soul to my job. It's not just something I do for money. It's literally a lifestyle, and I'm so into it that can be a massive turn off for some people, and also the topic of sexuality. But for me, it's more important than pursuing a relationship sometimes, or just think. I think the right person will come to me no matter what I'm doing. That's what I believe anyway. And because my identity is really a big part of my job is a big part of my identity. I don't think that relationships almost are secondary. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, if you think about a cupcake, for example, I think I am the sponge, and a relationship should be the icing. That's to say that you can still enjoy the cake without the icing, but the icing just gives it a little bit more wow, a bit more oomph. But if you take the icing away, it's still going to be good. That's what I think. That's what my kind of relationship philosophy is now. So yeah, I think that's definitely an interesting point. And now I really do understand that relationships are kind of healing processes, and I've become incredibly zen, that I don't really have arguments anymore. I'm just very chilled, very understanding. I don't recognize myself. I'm such a different person from the one I was when I did feel vulnerable in relationships, and now I think there's always going to be a bit of vulnerability at sometimes, because that means you care. But I mean, it's not the be-all and end-all, because my love for myself it's always going to be the best love, the first and best love. And I think self-love is the love that's supposed to last forever. It's the eternal love in your life. So I think we all should indulge or practice self-love as much as possible. And I think practicing self-love can definitely improve your relationships. And your whole life. Anyway, if you have any tips or any comments about this subject of relationships and vulnerability, etc., I'd love to read your comments in the comment section below. And if you have any questions about sexuality, dating, relationships, sex toys, orgasms, orgasmic living, then please don't hesitate to contact me at venus@venusohara.org, or you can add me on Instagram at venusohara. Thanks for watching.